you can do it in a way that will look in the client as if you're doing it in the server side. This is a very different approach than Angular, and it solves a more holistic problem.
Yeah, so I appreciate that, and I get that, and that helps make the client simple. But let's take an example that you want to have a multi-tenancy database, okay, where often the server has to deal with things because it depends upon who's calling it. Can you show us an example of how the Mongo wrapper, that Meteor is providing over the database handles multi-tenancy?
You have to ask again, please.
You have multiple independent users accessing the database with different privileges.
All right. Okay.
How are privileges set up? Because oftentimes that's where the server code differs.
All right.
And so when you want to try to unify it so that it all looks the same, that's where you get caught.
Yeah, I got your question. Let me go back to the code. Once in this server, once you define your publication, once you define the subset of documents from the database that you want to share with whoever subscribed to that publication, you get as a parameter the user ID or the user session ID. It will be this, I think, user ID, okay, something like that. Now, once you have this and it's persistent across, and it is persistent, from that point you can start setting different permissions to different users. You see? So
that's a separate package, or that's just
no, that's built into the concept of accounts and users is built into Meteor. Okay, so this is how you differ the documents that are sent to each user. So if you have an admin, okay, let's say that, let's try to show it here. Let's say that there were some messages that had been sent between admins, and we don't want these messages to be shown to regular users. Okay, so yes, there is a package that handles permissions. By the way, I'm writing right now a new one, which I think, because I think there is a better approach to that problem. But let's for now, okay, let's assume that we don't have a package and we'd have to develop it ourselves. You'll have the IDs of these users in the database, okay? So you'll have, let's say, here or somewhere, you'll have admin's IDs as an array, okay? Okay, let's say that we have only 2 admins. All right. Now, we want to, in our find query, we'll ask for, we'll see, right? Okay. We might have a field for each document that said whether it's admin permission required. For regular users, we'll send 0. Okay, we'll check whether that user's ID is one of the admin's ID. If it's not a user, if it's not an admin, we'll send 0. If it's an admin, we'll send 1. So documents that will be published with this subscription, if you're an admin, will be different than those that are sent if you're a user, a regular user. Okay. It's just to explain the concept. It's not 100% accurate, because if you develop it the way I just showed, no, actually it will be for admins, you'll have to change it a bit, but this is how you do it.
I have two quick questions.
All right.
First, the package you showed us, TAPI18N.
Yeah.
What does that name come from? What does
Uh,
it stand for?
oh, it's the name of a group of developers that were working on it.
Does it have any meaning?
Oh, that no.
Oh.
Oh, I-18N is for internationalization. I-18N.
Yeah.
It's I. There are 18 letters and then N in the word internationalization.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is where it's going.
And well, I've started. I'm very new to programming. I've started doing Meteor, and this is kind of a question to help me as someone who's really mostly looked at Meteor to get a concept of web programming and programming in general. And if you'll just play along, if I got a job with a company with a lot of experienced programmers who have been in the business for many years, and if they were talking about me, they would say, well, this guy, this new guy, he's pretty good at Meteor, but the problem with him is he doesn't. So I guess my question is like, what could I look at outside of what's going on in Meteor to help, like a general concept that might be sort of hidden within the Meteor magic.
Wait.
So
I don't get your
something
question.
something that the Meteor platform sort of hides, something that it really simplifies, that was hard to do before Meteor.
All right. As I've shown,
Because I don't know the struggles that people have gone through.
yeah. Okay. Let me go back here. All right. As I said, whenever a new message is being sent, right? Willie? Where is Willie? This sends the content.
He's got nothing to say though.
Yeah. Before the Meteor era, okay, first, in order to have this chat, I'd have to maintain myself an open socket with the database, okay? If I use Node.js, for example, I had the Socket.io package, and I could use it to have open socket. If I didn't have sockets, okay, and I mean, if you'd go even two years back or 3 years back, it wasn't that common to use sockets. We used to have either long polling or other mechanisms of maintaining an open connection with the data with the server, or another way is asking the server from time to time whether a new message received. Okay. Now this is only to get the data about a new message. Okay. Once I receive the new message, if I want to maintain only 10 messages in that messages area, in order to program it before, I'd have to write a jQuery code, okay, that every time a new message received, I first remove the last message, okay? Now this is something you didn't see me writing anywhere, okay? Meteor takes care of that for me. That's the magic of Meteor, the fact that once data is changed, the code that use that data getting rerun automatically. You are using resources like, for example, let's say that there is a Twitter feed you're interested in, okay? That Twitter feed get changed. Once it get changed, all the parts of your code that used it will automatically rerun themselves, and whatever got generated from them will have the correct data. And so in the chat example, you'd have to remove the last message to insert the new message, okay? I don't talk even about the fact that you'd have to connect to maintain the sockets yourself. I mean, Meteor takes care of that for you. And seriously, I'd have to work. That's at least what you see here. Before Meteor is minimum 40, 50 lines of code, I think, minimum. I don't know whether it answers your question enough. Yeah. Okay. Please.
So Meteor's doing this, live subscription to the database fields, keeping the clients and the servers updated. Is there an API that you can do the same thing against non-database entities? Let's say it's a piece of hardware.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah.
There's an API that allows you to plug in something.
It's
like
actually the same mechanism that publish, and that's in a way answers the question that we had before about other databases.
But sometimes those APIs are very still database centric as opposed to just general, I can plug whatever I feel like.
You can do
A live stock feed, for instance,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah. Give me a second to see how I'm answering
Sure.
it. Okay. Okay. Let
And
me just-
where would I go see that piece that I want to fill out for my live stock feed or my piece of hardware?
Let me just show it to you in the
Great.
documentation so you can
Awesome.
even see where you can get it.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
All right. Remember that we had the publish method, okay, in the server side here. That publish method, okay, returns. In that case, it returns MongoDB cursor, okay. You're not familiar with Mongo, right? So in general, what it means is just okay. I won't say for it.
Well, I know what a database cursor is, I just don't know where I'm looking at it.
Yeah, but it returns the subset of the database. Okay. In a way that once the database that dataset changes, it knows to send to the client information about it. Now, the way it's being implemented is it's a case of. Let's say that you wanted to implement it yourself.